the first part of kind of my like a passion for leadership development came from kind of my first experience in like a truly like team oriented space. And that was right after college when I rode on an elite team. In fact, and then that's kind of where it started. And I was, when I played baseball first in college and that's what I went to college for, but then I got injured. And then I got into rowing. So I happened to be good at rowing and I just treated it like baseball. It's very like, baseball is a great sport in many ways, but it's very like, as long as you're doing well, then you don't really need a lot of other people. It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's very siloed in that way. So I'm coming into this, like what I don't know, this ultimate team sport, which is rowing, complete interdependency, like no superstars, but I'm coming in as like, well, I'm just going to be the best. And that's all that really matters, which was not a good thing. And then I get to this Olympic training team and things have changed dramatically because I I remember my coach, my collegiate coach, great guy. I came from a small school. We had a lot of success, but we were a very small rowing school. And I get accepted as the 16th and final spot for this team across the U.S. I'm in California and I'm going to Philadelphia on the other end, on the other coast. And I remember my coach saying the day before I left, he's like, I don't know what you're going to see out there, but I can tell you for sure that I have not prepared you for it. I was like, oh, thanks, coach.
Yeah.
So that's
some
like,
good coaching.
yeah. That was like my thought as I was flying across the country. And literally I get up, it's like straight out of a movie. Like I've never been to Philadelphia before. And I'm just like land, and this is before Uber. So I was like, like yellow taxi. I was like, Boathouse Row? Like, I was like, I don't even know if that's a place. You're like, yeah, sure. So we go there and this is big mansions, like all these mansions, it's very intimidating. It's on this famous river known for rowing. I've been rowing for a year, and like I get in, I'm a week late. So they've already had it. I get this last spot. It's this Dutch coach, 3-time Olympic medal winner from the Netherlands, moves over to take head coaching job. You get 16 guys. I get the 16th spot. It was a very last minute pick. And I get there. I am the shortest guy. I am the smallest guy. So, and you guys know I'm pretty big.
I don't believe it.
So I'm the shortest and lightest. I come from the worst school. Like everyone's Ivy except for me. I come from like this little state school that nobody knew about. Like, and I've been rowing for 1 year. These guys have been rowing for like 6, 7, 8, 10 years. So I'm like, oh, I'm way out over my skis on this thing. And the coach, I have a quick little like 30-minute meeting with him before this practice. I'm just going to I don't even know where I'm staying that night. And he's like, just so you know, don't get comfortable. Like, he's like, there's a lot of guys that he just thought he could do something with this ex-pro, like, this baseball player. He's like, I think I can turn this guy into a rower. I think it was like a pet project for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just very intimidated. And I was like, man, and I actually thought like after the first practice, which I got my butt kicked, I was like, maybe I should just leave. Like no one would even know. Like I'll just go home. But I didn't. I stuck it out. And I was just like, how long can I stay on this team? I'm thinking I'm going to get cut any day. And I'm kind of going somewhere with this because this is like kind of where I came from, like my genesis and my passion for this stuff. So like there's 2 boats. It's an 8-person boat. There's the top boat, the A boat, and then there's the B boat, 8 and 8, 16. That's where the 16 guys come from. I'm in the second boat, obviously the B boat. I'm the last guy in the B boat. And I think some of these guys probably are like, why is he even here? So I'm very insecure about it. One thing I'm noticing is like the top guy in the A boat, this guy named Don, is like, he's unbeatable. We do this thing called seat racing. They switch one guy in each boat and they see how the boats change and they see who's faster, and no one could beat him in a seat race. He was unbeatable. And the interesting thing about Don is like, he also wasn't the biggest guy on the team. I mean, he's bigger than me because everyone was. He's like, but he didn't have the best like rowing scores or anything like that, but he was unbeatable in the boat. And so coaches were trying to figure out like the data didn't meet like the results. Like by the data, he should not be in that boat, yet he's the top guy in that boat. And so after like a week, I'm still on the team, barely. I finally get the courage to ask him like how he does it. It's like, dude, how do you not lose a seat race? Like, how are you doing what you're doing? Because, I need to know. Like, so this is like self-preservation. I'm just like trying to survive. And he said like, he probably doesn't even know to this day how much his words meant to me. But this was like the beginning of my kind of the way I looked of leadership in teams. Is he's like, don't try to be the fastest guy on this team. Like guys like us will never be the fastest. You'll never be the fastest. You're too small. You're too light. You're too short. You don't come from a good enough school. It's like, all right, where's the It's like looking for the motivation here. That's not a good sign. It's like between my coach from college. Yeah. But he says, all you need to do is try to add the most value. That's what he said. He said, you just need to be the guy that when you get in the boat goes faster. That's all that matters. It's not about you. It's just about that. And I said, okay, well, how do you do that? And he says, I win those seat races before I even get in that boat because I'm the guy that spends extra time with other guys when they need extra help. I'm the guy, doing an extra weight session with somebody when he needs a lifting partner. I'm the guy that goes and picks up one of our teammates from the bars that he wasn't supposed to be at, make sure he gets back okay, doesn't tell the coaches about it. She's like, so when I get in that boat, even though they don't owe me anything, they feel like they owe me something because human beings are really simple in that respect. Like we want to make it up to them. And so he just was so loved by everybody on the team that when he got in that boat, even though you were supposed to row the same for everybody, humans don't do it that way. They loved him. They respected him. And when he got in that boat, it went. For me, that was like monumental because a couple things. One is, it's like, it took the pressure off. I was trying to figure out how am I going to be faster than these? How am I going to catch up to anybody? And he's saying you don't have to. You just have to find a way that when you get in the boat goes faster. And that is through building real, authentic relationships with these guys. And that was different for me, It forced me to kind of come to a realization that I wasn't a great teammate in college. I was a good rower, but I wasn't a great teammate. And so now all of a sudden I'm starting to look about how I can be a great teammate and add value. And that's really like how it kind of started for me.
Hey, if you enjoyed this quick clip, check out the full episode of Winning Friends linked below.